And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Let me just fix my hair here. It looks disgusting. Please hold. Now I look bald. That's great. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode. This is The Sports Cave. Just me today. Just me, because as everybody should know, and if you don't know, now you know. Not saying the next part. happy birthday to my friend, my co-host, Zach Roden. But I'm telling you, bud, you wait. Next year, you'll be feeling like me. Zachary, in the last year of his 20s, age 29. He will not be on today's episode of the Sports Cave. He's out, I believe, with family and obviously, of course, his lovely lady. Therefore, we will not have Mr. Roden for tonight's episode, which also means that we are going to be saving our NFL divisional picks for next week. And instead of one next week, you're going to be getting two of them. So we're figuring we did the AFC East. Might as well go north and south, right? Work our way across the hemisphere of the United States of America. Might as well. So we'll have the north and south, where I'm sure there's probably a 70% chance probability that Zach will have the Browns finishing in first. Oh, Isaiah, is it really you? You're really in here? Isaiah. Wow. I am honored. We are blessed by the presence of Isaiah Strong in the comment threads here on Twitch. Welcome, Isaiah. What a weekend, let me tell you. And not in terms of sports. Ladies and gentlemen, if there's anything that I really, really learned is if you have more than honestly, 8 hours is not too bad. If you have a 10-hour drive, make sure you take more time off. However, went to Canada for my great, amazing cousin's wedding, in which I met my new cousin now, essentially. And I just got to say, congratulations to the happy couple. The other thing I got to experience for the first time, ladies and gentlemen, my first ever Cuban cigar. Now, don't get me wrong. It was a very good cigar. But from the options at the one store in the area that I was at that offered cigars, because apparently in Canada, they have like 20 vape or straight up dispensaries. One of them was strictly a bong shop where we were at. And I found the one store locally where I can go get a cigar, a Cuban cigar. And it was very good. However, I just got hair in my fucking tongue. What the fuck? However, I would never, ever pay for something like that again. The experience is out of the way. I got to say I smoked a Cuban cigar, and that's it. I will never spend the amount of money. I will not let you know what the price tag was. It was worth the experience, but not the price. That being said, let's get into some sports here, huh? Well, since Zach is in here, bitch. Yes, Carl-Ever. Zachary is not here. Carl-Ever, it is Zachary's birthday today, so he is out celebrating with family, friends, and his lovely lady. So no Zach for today's episode. As we're getting to football once again, we will not be making our picks for the division. We will be doing that next week. Now, let me just go on X here. I got to get used to saying X instead of Twitter to just make sure that I have what is needed here. Which it doesn't look like I did, because apparently I reposted everything about freaking Joy Taylor getting fired. Which is kind of crazy within itself. Maybe it's under the likes here? Or maybe I just forgot to like it. Yeah, I definitely... Oh, no, there it is. Okay. So before I get into some of the news here, it says here by a tweet from ESPN radio station, I believe is off of Jeremy Fowler, interviewing NFL executives, coaches, and scouts. They have given the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. So from 10 to 1, it goes as such. And this is from a bunch of executives, like I said, and scouts and coaches. So from 10 to 1, number 10, from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield. Number 9, This one is probably going to flabbergast a lot of people. Number 9, reigning Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, Jalen Hurts. So what other 8 quarterbacks do they have above Jalen Hurts? Hurts listed at 9. Number 8, from the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff. Number 7, and this one just baffles me, from the Los Angeles Chargers, Justin Herbert. Number 6, from the Los Angeles Rams, Matthew Stafford. And I guess after 1 year, we're really going to hype on this train where this guy is going to be number 5. He's going to be in the top 5 of quarterbacks across the NFL. And I think you know who I'm going towards. They are saying number 5 is Washington's Jaden Daniels, which is absolutely freaking insane. And 4-1, Lamar at 4, Burrow at 3, Allen at 2, Mahomes at 1. I'm not discrediting how they want to do that in order. I actually think that's perfect if you ask me, although I still would take Joe Burrow in a big game over Josh Allen. Not that Josh Allen can't win the big game. It's just he never gets the last chance. It's not enough time left. What I do have to talk about here is there's no chance in hell that Jaden Daniels is 5. And I honestly think I put him close to 10 because, yeah, he was awesome last year. He got them to an NFC Championship game. Don't get me wrong. Still got a lot left to prove, in my opinion. 1 year doesn't do it for me to put you in the top 5. The other thing, Jalen Hurts not being at, let alone 6, he's at 9. That is baffling. I mean, what more does he have to do? This guy has brought them to a Super Bowl in the past before Saquon Barkley. He's a very, very good, if not great, quarterback in this league. So I don't know why these guys continue to doubt him. And then what's even crazier is Justin Herbert at 7. I mean, do we see how this guy plays in the playoffs when it matters the most? He pisses his pants, to put it politely. He's not a good playoff quarterback. And that matters at the end of the day. You can have all the freaking talent in the world, but if you keep getting knocked out of the first round of the playoffs, then it doesn't matter. Talent doesn't dictate strictly where you rank amongst all your peers. You also have to have the success. So I would say I would knock Herbert off. I would put Hurts at 5. I'd take Herbert out, so I'd slide Goff, Hurts, and Mayfield up. Daniels, I probably put at 9 or 10, and then I would really have to think about who would I put at number 10 amongst quarterbacks in the NFL. Is Drake May one? No, Drake May's not one of them. Just want to see. I'm definitely not putting Herbert there. So I mean, you have Dak Prescott. Ugh, that just doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth, does it? That just sounded that hurt to say. That hurt. Jordan Love's in the equation. Call me crazy, but like we've seen how good he was in Minnesota last year. Can he carry it over to Seattle and Sam Darnold? Is it possible? Because he played like a top 10 quarterback last year. Geno Smith has a potential to be up there. Brock Purdy, you consider putting at number 10. And all those guys, I think, are better than Herbert. So pick your poison there. But I'm definitely taking Herbert out of the top 10. So you could choose between Dak, Brock, who the hell else did I say? I'm just drawing a complete blank here like a fucking idiot. Yeah, my brain's a little fried. We'll rewind and listen, and then we'll figure it out again. Well, let's get into some news, folks, all right? And since Zach isn't here, Cleveland right now, I have to hit the button because they're all going, no. Their second round pick. I believe they had the second round pick before the Patriots. They were back and forth, vice versa with each other. And both of them took one of the Ohio State running backs. And it just so happens that the Browns selected Quinshon Judkins. And on Saturday, Mr. Judkins was arrested on a misdemeanor battery / domestic violence charge in Florida. The NFL has no further comments at this time, and they're doing a full-on investigation, and there's probably a very good chance that he's going to face a suspension if proven guilty. This is the second mistake by Browns rookie this year. Shedeur Sanders, I'm not going to put him in the same equation, but to go 100 plus miles per hour in a 65 zone is going to get you in a lot of trouble in the law. I think you're just lucky what your last name is. But if this does come out and he is proven guilty, I just don't get what the hell is wrong. Not just with these athletes, but people. It's just disgusting. It infuriates me. It pisses me off that a man will beat the hell out of a woman. If you're in an argument, if you're in a dispute, if it doesn't get settled, walk away. What good does it do to beat up a woman? I don't get it, man. I just don't get how society is where they think that laying hands on a woman is acceptable. Or because they pushed him to that point. I don't believe in that bullshit. If I was commissioner, you're missing out a whole year, dude. There's no place for this, man. There's no place. And yeah, the only issue that's going to come of that too is gold diggers are going to go and push to that breaking point so they get a nice payday. So it's also an unfortunate circumstance, I guess. Because people are like that. They're greedy. They'll do whatever they can for money. So we're going to wait and eventually find out. Who knows how long this will take for Mr. Judkins. But misdemeanor battery / domestic violence charge in Florida. Not ideal. Not ideal. Let's go to Kansas City here. So the Kansas City Chiefs, who traded Joe Thuney to the Chicago Bears earlier on this year, they didn't waste any time giving a nice contract to their best offensive lineman. Chiefs signed guard Trey Smith to a 4-year, $94 million contract just ahead of the franchise tag deadline. Hey, what's up, Christian? How you doing, bro? He becomes the highest paid guard in NFL history, and Patrick Mahomes instantly tweeted out a smiley face, and rightfully so, because damn well know that you got to have the best offensive line for the best quarterback in football. So apparently, I already read that part, ahead of the franchise tag deadline. So they took care of business. It's all settled. They can all go into the training camp happy and get back to work. Let's talk about some more signings here, and just strictly off of one team here. The New York Jets lock up 2 of their former first-round picks in the same draft, by the way, with first-year head coach Robert Saleh. As we all know, that infamous call when they drafted Sauce Gardner. Sauce! And that's one of the guys they extended. Sauce Gardner gets an extension of 4 years, $120.4 million, which he's going to get 85.3 of it is going to be guaranteed. Sauce surpasses his adversary, who got drafted before him in the draft, Derek Stingley Jr., as the highest paid corner in NFL history. And since we're on the Jets, we'll just go with the other guy that they also re-signed. Garrett Wilson, 4 years, $130 million. He's now the 5th highest paid wide receiver. He's behind, from this order of 4 to 1, he's behind DK Metcalf, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, and newly highest paid wide receiver in NFL, Jamar Chase. So I like what the Jets are doing here. Because how often or not is it that every time they draft these studs, it's like they know they're just going to move on to another destination. And as bad as the Aaron Rodgers situation was, the first season, the torn Achilles after 2 plays. Last year, nothing went well for the Jets whatsoever, and that was with bringing in Devontae Adams after firing Robert Saleh. Nothing went right whatsoever. Everything was just a catastrophic disaster. The defense completely plummeted after the firing of Robert Saleh. Nothing went right, and Jets fans are probably sitting there saying, well, no, at some point we're going to lose these 2. And to see that must be a sigh of relief if you're a Jets fan. The other thing, too, is yes, we know the most important situation that the Jets have right now is now we got to find our quarterback. Is it going to be Justin Fields? It's to be determined. Justin Fields actually looked pretty good last year for the Steelers when Russell Wilson was out with that injury, and he never got that opportunity. So he's reconnected with this Ohio State brother, Garrett Wilson, and we'll see what happens in year one. Are we expecting anything crazy from the Jets? No. I mean, I have my sheet right here still. I have the Jets going 5-12. I had them losing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games in a row from week 2 to week 8. Heading into the bye week, they'll come back week 10 and they'll take down Cleveland. Sorry, Zach. But it's definitely promising news for Jets fans to think that, okay, maybe there's a chance that they saw the enjoyment that we have when we have what looks to be a good team on paper and how supportive we are of our players. So maybe that all played a factor into Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner's decision. And yes, at the end of the day, too, I mean, Sauce is more understandable than Garrett's because he's now the highest paid corner in NFL history. But Garrett Wilson, he just must have a very good connection with New York Jets fans. Now, Sauce last year was very, very bad to his standards. However, we know that when he's at the right state of mind, he's one of the best corners in the NFL. He's right up there with Christian Gonzalez. He's right up there with Patrick Surtain. He is one of the best corners in the NFL when his head's on his shoulders and he's ready to play football. And maybe we'll get a chance to see that this year with their new head coach, Aaron Glenn. Okay. And the last piece of news, since we're going to be talking about, wide receivers essentially, scary Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry, and if you're a Washington fan, it's getting a little bit scary. Him and the Washington Commanders haven't agreed to terms on an extension, which is very much frustrating, quote unquote, for the stud wide receiver. And, I know, when was Terry McLaurin drafted? Can I just load up this information really quick? Because to me, there's no reason that if all these guys got signed this offseason, Garrett Wilson, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. I mean, what the hell is taking? Oh, I fucked up. This is not going to be good. Yep. I don't know why my phone is so insistent on me downloading Google on my phone, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Terry McLaurin. Who's the same age as me. It feels so weird. Okay. He was drafted in 2019. And Terry is, I want to put him in the top 10, but I'm kind of skeptic on doing it because, his best work last year obviously was with Jaden Daniels. What he's had to work with, Alex Smith for a little bit because of his devastating leg injury. Sam Howell was his quarterback for a year. I believe he had Taylor Heineke as well. Up until this point, we finally got to see what Scary Terry could do with a really good quarterback / good quarterback. Jaden Daniels was really good last year. So I wouldn't wait too long in this opportunity. I know that they made a lot of moves, bringing in Deebo Samuel, bringing in Laramie Tunsil, but I wouldn't wait too long to get this guy the contract that he so rightfully deserves. I would act on this quick if I was Washington. I would not waste any more time. Get it situated. Why it's taking so long, I don't know. Let me see if we can find something here on X on why the Terry McLaurin signing is taking too long. Terry McLaurin, which is trending, so that's promising news, essentially. We have a quote here from Terry McLaurin, so why don't we take a listen to hear what he has to say? Let's hear it.
Yeah, I've been pretty frustrated. I'm not gonna lie. Everything that has transpired up to this point has just been disappointing and frustrating. I've wanted to continue my career here. I've created my life here. My wife and I have bought our first home here, so this has been somewhere where I've always wanted to be. And
typical professional answer there, but what's the reasoning for it? As I'm looking here, there's really not much information out there right now. Ooh, Ooh, this one might hurt Washington fans really quick. All right, let's load up this one. Let's play this one.
I think there has to be some active discussions. What I mean. Like I said, we haven't talked in over a month, and obviously with camp around the corner, it's becoming a little bit of crunch time. And obviously, you want to be in a position where you're building to what we did last year, and Jaden and I continue to build along with the offense. And that was the thing. Like before I took a step back, it was. Things were going great on the field, and the connection and the offense and the energy was just amazing. And so to see where it was then and where it's at now is definitely disappointing. So I don't necessarily know what happens next, but without any progressive discussions, it's kind of hard to see how I step on the field. So I think
that's another athlete. Trey Hendrickson is kind of pointing that out over in Cincinnati, and now Terry's basically making the threat that I'm not going to step on the field neither. And if you don't have Terry McLaurin, I'm sorry, Deebo Samuel, I don't know if Deebo Samuel is going to ever get back to that form that we once saw where he could rush for 800 yards and receive for over 1,000. I just don't see that being possible. You have to take care of this matter instantly. If not, then you got to trade to get your best package you could possibly get for him. And the team that trades for him has to make sure that they are going to sign him to what he wants, because if the Bryce, was it, who the hell was it? Was no. Hassan Reddick. The Hassan Reddick situation last year with the Jets, when they trade for him, turned to a catastrophic disaster. They didn't get a contract extension done. He came back in the field, but now he's not a Jet. Now he's going down to Tampa Bay. So Washington's got to figure out a solution ASAP. Okay, why don't we go on to the next sport here?
It's the NBA in the Sports Cave.
Not having Zach there, dude. The 4-3 kind of hurts my soul a little bit. I never thought I would miss the son of a bitch, but I kind of do. I hope he's not listening. Some NBA notes here. Nothing really too much to talk about here. Obviously, it's going to be a quicker podcast, folks. It's summertime. There ain't much really to talk about. However, what we can talk about here is some good news. Victor Wembanyama, who was absolutely balling last year, and the Spurs were looking pretty good, unfortunately suffered blood clots, which shut him down for the season. And he has now been cleared by doctors to resume basketball activities from his mid-season for blood clots. So, thank God, because blood clots ruined Chris Bosh's career. And Chris Bosh, I know, was in his early to mid 30s. And I know Wemby's still young, but sometimes your body, you don't know what the hell is going to happen. It's a good thing they caught it before anything worse, like possible amputations, could happen. So, thank God he's okay, and we'll see him on the court soon. More injury news in the NBA. We don't have any signings or trades or nothing, folks. This is all injury related. Paul George. Paul George underwent arthroscopic procedure on his left knee after an injury suffered during a recent workout. So this was an off-season injury that he suffered. He'll be reevaluated in September. The season starts in October. And the common theme right now, Paul George, is just constantly getting hurt, man. Constantly getting hurt. And it's been like this the last couple seasons now. And I was very angry with the signing with Philadelphia because of my hatred for the Sixers, because of my hatred for Joel Embiid. Don't hate Tyrese Maxey. And when Paul George signed with them, I was legitimately angry at him. And then when you saw how he was playing, you were like, damn, is this guy's career done? Because it's right now, year one, it was a complete reach and overpay by Philadelphia to try to fill in that third spot, which was supposed to be Jimmy Butler. They move on from Jimmy Butler. Which was supposed to be Tobias Harris. They move on from Tobias Harris, which is now supposed to be Paul George, and Paul George can't stay on the court. Last season, he only played 41 games. He was dealing with finger, groin, and knee injuries. So we're going into year two of this 4-year, $212 million contract that he signed last season, and we're already talking about him not being on the court. Yeah, they had the number 3 pick. Yeah, I think they drafted VJ Edcombe. At the end of the day, Paul George at his best, was damn near an MVP caliber player. We'll see what happens. But really unfortunate news for Paul George. And last but not least, this one should be okay. Dallas Mavs young center Derek Lively has undergone foot surgery to clean up bone spurs on his right foot. He's expected to be ready for training camp, which is good. Lively missed 2 months last season because of a stress fracture in his right ankle. And if you remember last year, every freaking big man that Dallas had got hurt. Himself, Gafford, obviously Anthony Davis. So, yep. And when they have all those guys available, I mean, they are going to have some of the best height in the NBA. And speaking of the NBA, guess what? That was it. That was quickly done. I don't have anything for hockey. I'm going to leave that to Zach for next week. But what I am going to go to next year, folks, is what the title is here, and that's The Open. Don't call it the British Open. It's The Open. You'll offend a Brit if you tell them that. And I believe they're actually in Scotland, too, so it can't even possibly be the British Open if they're in Scotland. Scotland. PGA Tour. Scores. Oh, they're in Ireland. Excuse me. They're in Ireland. And they're going to be teeing off Thursday. And remind you, obviously, they are in a completely different country. So the first tee time, our time, the first tee group will be Tom McKibben, Nikolai Hodgegod. Say that guy's name. And why not have an Irishman lead off of Patrick Harrington? Phil Mickelson will be teeing off at 219. Cam Smith will be teeing off at 157. Dustin Johnson will be teeing off at 241. Let me get you a actually good golfer's name, not these freaking scrubs here. See if anybody's going to be awake. I'll be up early enough. That's a good little group there. Ryan Fox, Hideki Matsuzama, and Matt Fitzpatrick at 425. A lot of times when I'm reading Matt Fitzpatrick's name, I try to do whatever I can to not say Ryan. At 447, we'll feature Brooks Koepka. Xander Schauffele at 458. Shane Lowry will be teeing off with Colin Morikawa and Scotty Scheffler at 509. That's a hell of a group to watch right there. The last tee time will be at 11:16. It will have Johan Song and George Bloor and OJ Farrell. Let me get you the Shambos at 9:48. Jordan Spieth will be teeing off with, that's another good group. Jordan Spieth, Victor Hovland, and Ludwig Aberg. Rory's going to be teeing off at 10:10 with Tommy Fleetwood and Justin Thomas. So, a lot of the advantage obviously goes to Rory because he grew up in these courses. Same with Shane Lowry. I wonder if did I see Justin Rose? Is Justin Rose competing? I don't think he is. I know he suffered an injury. Bear with me, folks. I just want to see if Justin Rose is going to be playing or not. I don't see his name. Oh, there he is. Okay. Justin Rose is with the DeChambeau group. It's going to be Justin Rose, DeChambeau, and Robert McIntyre. Let's go to FanDuel Sportsbook here, and we will get you the odds for the upcoming PGA tournament here. PGA Tour. Betting odds. Majors. All tournaments. Why is this not the first? Do they not have the live odds? Okay, here we go. Okay, so shockingly enough, I know he's the best in the world, but Scotty Scheffler is number one at plus 450. Rory McIlroy is second at a plus 700. Jon Rahm at a plus 1200. DeChambeau 2000. Schauffele 2500. Tommy Fleetwood 2600. Ludwig Aberg 28. Colin Morikawa is at 3, tied with Victor Hovland. Shane Lowry, Tyrrell Hatton at 3,300. And we'll end off with the plus 5,000s, which feature Sepp Straka, Matt Fitzpatrick, Joaquin Newman, and Justin Thomas. So now what I'll do here is I'm going to give you my 3 favorites to have a chance to win the tournament. But what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to use Scotty Scheffler. And it's not because I don't think he has a chance to win. I don't want to be too cliche because I definitely know I took him 3 out of the last 4. So I'm not going to take Scotty. And I'm pretty sure I took DeChambeau as well in like 2 out of the 4. So I'm going to switch it up a little. First person I'm going to go with. First person I'm going to go with is Shane Lowry. But can Shane Lowry finally, and I mean finally, stay calm and poised on Sunday to secure a win? Like, I know he's gotten a couple wins, 1 or 2, I don't know off the top of my head. But a lot of times it's that moral collapse of Lowry, which ultimately screws him. Can he keep it all together? That's to be determined. But I mean, it's home field advantage for both him and Rory. And I haven't taken Rory because I hate Rory all year, so I'm going to use him as number 2. I'm going to go with the 2 Irish motherfuckers. And number 3 here. Number 3, I'm going Brooks. Can Brooks finally bounce back? Can Brooks finally figure out what the hell is going on with him this year? I know there's a lot of news with Brooks because of the potential about coming back to the PGA Tour and leaving LIV. But can he lock in and win the Open? I think it's entirely possible. Once again, I'm just trying to be unique. I'm not trying to pick Scotty for every freaking tournament. So we'll see what happens. Time will tell. Well, folks, this one pains me because I actually like one of these guys, and essentially, the end is near. Before we get into the upcoming UFC pay-per-view card, I have to play this. I have to. All right. Well, share this tab instead. If you haven't seen, you're seeing it for the first time.
What do you want next, my friend?
I've been gone for 2 weeks, so I want my wife next. It's going to be a lot of ground and pounding.
She's in the octagon.
Ground and pounding. She know what it is. Fine there.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the beast, Derek Lewis.
Derek Lewis had an amazing knockout Saturday night. Let me see if I can actually give you guys the full clip here. No, I don't think I can. Oh, yeah, I can. Yep. Yes, I can. So here's the Derek Lewis knockout.
Lewis can't see well. He lands a palm to the right. The huge left. The Black Beast bounces. And that's going to do it. Derek, the Black Beast Lewis.
Shout out to Monster. Okay. On to this upcoming weekend, which the time was coming up and it's eventually here. This upcoming fight will be the last fight of Dustin Poirier's MMA career. Dustin Poirier will be hanging him up after this fight against Max Holloway. But before we get to that fight, we're going to look through the card here. Dustin Poirier is not old by any stretch, like by any means. He's 36. Like, he's not like old to where like a lot of these guys have been retiring, like some of these legends. And he'll be calling it a career, unfortunately, very soon. What was this from 39 minutes ago? Okay, never mind. They don't matter. Let me see if I can load up the Dustin Poirier interview because it sounds like he wants to keep on going, but he doesn't care about the paycheck. Essentially, he came out and said he doesn't care about the paycheck. He wants to win championships, and he doesn't think that he has enough left in him to keep climbing the ladder to try to fulfill that. Okay, here's the clip right here. Here's Poirier.
This will be the last time I'm ever 155 pounds in my life. I can promise you that. Are we still going to be in shape, or are we just going straight diabetes?
Listen. I'm getting on steroids.
Okay, maybe it isn't it, but this is hilarious.
Once USADA stops knocking on my door and I lay the gloves down, I'm getting jacked and tan.
Well, I'm glad I asked that.
Yeah.
Damn. The only reason I know about this video is because I've seen it on TikTok. Yeah, he eventually said that he doesn't think that he can get back to where he once was, and he could keep collecting paychecks, but that's not what he wants to do. He wants to enjoy life with his family, and he doesn't feel like he can get back into that contendership to go and fight for the belt again. So after this, I mean, we're going to see him and Holloway get in the middle of the octagon, point at the mat, and just go at it, and I can't wait to see that. But before we get all that, we also have a pretty good main event card here, a pretty good card in general. So leading it off is going to be, make sure I get this right here. Where are the prelims? Okay, here we go. Leading off is going to be in the lightweight division, where Michael Johnson is a plus 425 versus Daniel Zolber, who is a minus 650. It looks like Daniel has the reach, and oh my God, he has the reach advantage, and he's 13 years younger, so that completely makes sense. The next one, we have Patricio Pitbull, who is a plus 180 against Dan Ige, who's a minus 220. Then we have Kevin Holland, who has been on a pretty good roll recently. One of the more entertaining fighters in UFC. He is a minus 475 to take down Daniel Rodriguez, a plus 340. Another Russian. Roman Kopylov versus Paulo Costa. Costa is an underdog, a plus 200 on the dot. And then Poirier versus Max Holloway, and it's pick'em. It is a pick'em, but it leans slightly towards Holloway at a minus 130 and Poirier at a plus 110. I don't know when's the last time Max Holloway fought at lightweight, because I'm pretty sure he's been fighting featherweight. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are all. Oh, Justin Gaethje must have been lightweight. Yeah, that had to have been lightweight. So maybe that was the last time, and he took care of business with Justin Gaethje. So going through the card here, I have to try to remember how I made my picks because I did them on UFC 5. Okay, so I took Zellberger. I took Patricio Pitbull. I'm taking Kevin Holland. Paulo Costa, I mean, is he like due? Is he? I mean, the dude is absolutely yoked. Can he just land the one shot? Is it possible? We'll find out. I'm going to go Paulo Costa. And then, unfortunately, because I like both fighters. I like them both. Like, I'm a bigger Holloway guy than I am Poirier. It's just unfortunate. It's the last time we see Poirier in the octagon. But I'm going with Max plus Holloway to take him down. Unfortunately, it is not going to be a win and move on for Dustin Poirier, unfortunately. All right, let's go into our last sport. It's time to get off. First of all, let me get props where props is due, as much as it absolutely pains me to say this. But we're now in the All-Star break, and one team has gone on an absolute rampage. They have won 10 games in a row, and they are the Boston Red Sox. Who the hell saw this coming? To move on from your best player in Rafael Devers and to win 10 games in a row with Bregman still out, it just doesn't make sense. It just does not make sense. And one of their walk-up victories, which, by the way, I hope that they have the Tampa Bay broadcast of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the original. I mean, Ceddanne Rafaela absolutely destroyed this baseball in a walk-off victory against the Rays for the Boston Red Sox. Blech.
Swinging a drive! Oh! He killed it! And it's out of here! It's gone! Say Don does it! The Sox win it! They walk it off against Tampa Bay! Are you kidding me? That is the sound of 8 straight at Fenway! Wow! This kid, he's not stopping Obi.
Well, folks, now the question lies with the trade deadline coming up. I mean, it was almost like certain that not only were they going to move on from after that they moved on from Devers, it almost felt like they were definitely going to be moving on from both Aroldis Chapman and Jarren Duran. But I don't know. They might be buyers at this deadline. I mean, the Red Sox are playing some damn good ball. They're only 3 games out of the division. They're 1 game behind the Yankees for second place. And this is why when the rumors were swirling that they probably weren't going to bring back Alex Cora, and when Zach was so adamant about moving on from John Schneider, I said, go get that guy. Because this guy, yeah, he was part of the whole cheating scandal with Houston. Yeah, he was the manager for the cheating scandal for the Boston Red Sox, but he's proven after all that he is one of the best managers in baseball still. And I don't know how he was able to get I don't know if it was a sigh of relief for the clubhouse when Devers was gone or if it was like mixed emotions, but he's definitely got this group together. So, I mean, hey, I have to give the respect where respect is due, but at the end of the day, I still hate the Red Sox, and I hope they lose the next 10 games in a row. All right. This one hurts me. This one hurts my soul. DJ LeMahieu was DFA'd by the New York Yankees last Tuesday. LeMahieu understood that he was going to have to take a back seat to Jazz Chisholm. He understood that he was going to be coming off the bench, but the Yankees decided to move on, and this is one of the best moments DJ LeMahieu's career at the Yankees.
3-2 pitch. Fly ball into right. Back at the wall. This ball is gone for a home run. And this game is tied. LeMahieu in 9th inning, Game 6 hero for the Yankees. It's 4-4.
Yeah, I remember how insanely hyped I got when that moment happened. All for Altuve to use the buzzer to hit a home run off of Aroldis Chapman. However, DJ LeMahieu, if you had asked me if the Yankees should do that contract all over again, absolutely. Absolutely. DJ LeMahieu in the 195 games from the time that he joined the Yankees in 2019 to 2020, mind you, he's supposed to be a backup third baseman for Brandon Drury, I think, if I'm not mistaken, until the injuries that he sustained. LeMahieu got his opportunity, and he capitalized. From 195 games from 2019 to 2020, a .336 batting average, which is the best in baseball, 36 home runs, 50 runs, a .386 on-base percentage, a .536 slug, which comes out to 922 OPS, an 8.1 fielding WAR, 6th in baseball, 2 Silver Sluggers, 2 top 4 MVP finishes, and he probably should have won MVP in 2020, not Jose Abreu. The second contract didn't go as we wanted to, but I would make the argument that in 2019, DJ LeMahieu was our best player. I would make that argument night and day that he was more valuable than Judge and Stanton at that time, because there were 3 things guaranteed in life. Those 3 things were death, taxes, and DJ LeMahieu with runners in scoring position. And LeMahieu hasn't been the same, but by the time they released him, I believe he was batting a little over 260. He only had 2 home runs, but DJ LeMahieu was never a power guy. I mean, I want to remind you in 2019, from like 2018 to 20, I'm pretty sure it was the juice ball there. I mean, Gleyber Torres hit over 30-something home runs and hasn't been close ever since. So when he hit his 20-plus home runs, I mean, the balls were juiced. Let's just call it as it is. That's the fact. That's a fact. But I don't think he'll be on the market for too long. I think any team would realize, like, this guy is one of the best pure contact hitters amongst this generation of players. And I think he still has a lot left to give. So as long as he's not in Tampa Bay or not, as long as he's not Tampa Bay, he's not as long in Toronto or Boston or the Mets. I mean, I wish the best to DJ LeMahieu, and he will be missed. But speaking of Tampa Bay, the current owner of the Tampa Bay Rays, Stuart Sternberg, has agreed to sell the team for $1.7 billion to the new owner, Patrick Zalpowski. I believe the last name is. The deal is expected to be finalized in September, and good news if you're a Rays fan, because I know they've been waiting for this for years. Zalpowski has been very adamant on playing in Tampa Bay and not St. Pittsburgh. So And rightfully so. We see how Tampa Bay Buccaneers do. We're seeing how the Intense is doing while they're playing in Tampa at the Yankees facility because of Tropicana being completely wiped out with the hurricane, although it is probably going to get put back together. Who knows with the new ownership? We'll find out. And it's exciting because Tampa Bay, they've been doing Moneyball the right way. Because, like, it doesn't matter, like, how many times they move on from their next big thing. It feels like they always find a way to continue to win even when they move on from their better players. And what like really stung that fan base was the Wander Franco contract signing, and then him going to prison now for being a pedophile because he's a jackass. It was like, damn, we can't get it right when he comes to signing the right guys. But now I think they're gonna have an owner who's very adamant about winning and culture in Tampa Bay. And if I'm not mistaken, they always have the best TV ratings amongst all team in baseball because they have the fans. Trop is just in a really bad location, a really bad, hard to get location. So time will tell. All right. Home Run Derby. Before we get into that, I just want to know what's taking baseball so long to just do this on the weekends. Like, first pitch is at 8:00 tonight. I'll watch Judge Verskins and maybe I'll watch a Jazz Chisholm at bat, and then that's it for me. That's it. I mean, what's so hard about doing the festivities on Friday or Saturday and then the game on Saturday or Sunday? Not to mention, too, the other thing is, now if you do that, I mean, I would be interesting to see, like, the most accuracy from the outfield, like, trying to throw it straight to home plate, who has the most accuracy, and, like, I'm sure they could find a couple of the, like, cool unique things to do. I mean, the NFL has like freaking 65 of them. No one cares for the Pro Bowl games whatsoever, but the dodgeball situation is pretty cool. The game the quarterbacks play is pretty fun too. Like, they could find something. I just think that we need to do a better job with the dates. Do them on the weekends, number one. Number two, if you do go into that direction, more people are going to be able to stay up and watch a home run derby. You know what that means? Just go back to 10 outs. Just go back to 10 outs because the way that these guys have to rush to make sure the pitches go absolutely perfect and the hitters have to time it, like, let's go back to what it was, because Josh Hamilton's performance, I mean, there's still times where I watched Josh Hamilton's performance at Yankee Stadium because it was just awing. It was awesome. It was incredible. The winner of the home run derby yesterday was Cal Raleigh, and then that's another thing, is that he was determined to move on from Brett Roker they were tied, and it was because of total feet accumulated, or the longest home run was like thousands or millions of freaking decimal point. Like, we could do that, but we can't do nothing when the umpire is calling a pitch 6 inches off the plate, strike 3. A lot of questionable things right now with MLB, and I mean, kudos to Cal Raleigh, by the way. And I stayed up for as long as Jazz went up. And Jazz, I mean, he came out himself and said that he didn't do it the right way. He was using his normal swing, not the home run derby swing. So, I mean, now Yankee fans, they're so ruthless right now that Jazz can come out of the All-Star game for his next 16 and be like, it was the derby. It was the derby. We'll see what happens. But, I mean, Jazz performance was absolutely dreadful. I was on my phone for most of it. So, I mean, that just goes to show how bad it was. But I'm shocked that he joined in the first place because Jazz isn't a pure power guy. But maybe he is. Maybe we'll find out next year because he said if he gets to 20 home runs next year, he's going to redo it and he's going to do it differently. So we'll see. The All-Star game tonight, the AL versus the NL. Tariq Skubal and Paul Skeens going to be facing off. Paul Skeens, it's like Jacob deGrom all over again. 4-8 with the 2.01 ERA. Tariq Skubal 10-3 with the 2.23 ERA. The AL are plus 110 to the National League's minus 130. Let me get the starting lineup for the game. All-Star game starting lineup. All-Star lineup. Okay, so I have the NLs here. Now I just need the ALs. Well, I had it. I clicked on the page in hopes that I could see the AL right after. But now I'm seeing all these pictures of all these guys' crazy outfits. Okay, here we go. Okay, in the AL lineup, leading off from the Detroit Tigers, the second baseman, Gleyber Torres. Son of a bitch. Gleyber Torres. Batting second, the left fielder from the Detroit Tigers, Riley Green. Batting third, the right fielder, number 99, the Judge. Batting fourth, the catcher, the home run derby winner, Cal Raleigh. Batting fifth, the first baseman from the Toronto Blue Jays, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Batting sixth, the designated hitter from Baltimore, Ryan O'Hearn. Batting seventh, the third baseman from Tampa Bay, Junior Caminero. Batting eighth, the center fielder, not shortstop, Detroit Tigers, Javi Baez, which, by the way, like, it's really nice to see that Javi Baez has really bounced back in his MLB career, but there is no reason in hell that he deserves a starting lineup. He deserves this over Cody Bellinger. I mean, Cody Bellinger has better numbers than both him and J-Rod and didn't make the All-Star team. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. The shortstop from the Oakland A's, the second highest batting average in the American League, the rookie Jacob Wilson. And for the National League, leading off, the designated hitter from the Los Angeles Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani. Batting second, the left fielder who's going to get the second loudest reception, Ronald Acuna Jr. The second baseman from the Arizona, Ketel Marte, making his return and is going to get a hell of an ovation from the crowd. I'm taking Freddie Freeman to hit a home run, by the way. Freddie Freeman. Third baseman from San Diego, Manny Machado. From the Los Angeles Dodgers, the catcher, Will Smith. The right fielder from the Chicago Cubs, Kyle Tucker. The shortstop from the Mets, Francisco Lindor. Center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong. I think the National League will win this, and just because I'm taking him to hit the home run, I'm going to take Freddie Freeman to win MVP. I think it's only right. Is it not only right for him to win MVP in Atlanta and get another reception? I think so. Let's go, Freddie. All right, folks. Thanks for dealing with me for close to an hour. I appreciate it. 8 o'clock, first pitch. I definitely can't wait to see Paul Skeens versus Aaron Judge, number 2, in this All-Star game. And we'll see what happens with the Scary Terry situation with Washington. And we'll see if we get any updates on TJ Watt. We'll see if we get any updates on Trey Hendrickson. Next week, we are going to be doing our AFC North and South picks for each team. So stay tuned for that. And with that,
Thank you, everybody, for listening to another great episode. We'll see you next week with Zach back. Happy birthday, Zach. And remember, as Zach always says, folks, stay sexy, sports cave.
I will not say F you to my dad, Zach. No chance.